After the wedding, then what? The Dolans help June brides and grooms manage their money tomorrow.
18 minutes after the hour, Lee Pitts has no Olympic medals, but he is certainly a swimming star in his own right. The successful Florida bank officer has devoted his free time to teaching thousands of inner-city kids how to swim. With the drowning rate for African Americans twice as high as the general population, Pitts hopes to help the kids master what can be a life-saving skill. This morning, Lee Pitts joins us from Fort Myers, Florida, with some of his students. Morning, sir.
Good morning, Harry. How you doing?
How come the drowning rate for African Americans is so much higher than for whites?
I think the primary reason that we have a high percentage of drowning amongst African-American children is the fact that a lot of them haven't been taught. And that might sound simple, but it's a complex situation. And the reason a lot of them haven't been taught is because we have a lack of swimming facilities in many of the African-American communities. We have a shortage of African-American swimming instructors around. And also there was desegregation laws that were on the books, particularly here in the South up into the late 60s, that kept a lot of African-Americans from being able to go into public swimming facilities. When you put all those things together and you look at the time period in which has elapsed since blacks have had the opportunity to swim, even during the days of slavery when blacks couldn't go into swimming facilities because it was considered a means of escape. Then you have parents who haven't gotten swim skills that they can pass down from generation to generation.
Talk to us a little bit about some of your efforts to teach kids how to swim.
Yeah, one of the things that I do is I try to make sure that the financial situation is not an issue. So I volunteer all of my time with the support of my bank, First Union Bank here in Florida. I volunteer and I travel around the country. Also, I put out the swim lesson video that all peoples of all races can use in their house as a tutorial type of thing to help them move along in swimming. Also, I try every week to try to put on swim clinics around here to expose the children to swimming and water safety.
Now, as you go from town to town, city to city, swimming is not one of the most popular sports in some neighborhoods. How do you attract kids to it?
Well, that's a very good question. I think the fact that I happen to be the first African-American swimming instructor who's gotten a lot of national attention. So generally when I go into towns around the country to work with these inner-city programs, the children have already heard of me. Not quite as much as a Michael Jordan, but they've heard of me, and that kind of attracts them. And also they've looked at the video before I get there, so that adds an additional carrot to them being interested in swimming.
All right, we're looking at a little section of the video right now. Talk to us a little bit about the kind of response you get once you get out there and get in the pool with these kids.
Well, the response, I try to teach my swim lessons in an upbeat fashion. So the response I get is a lot of enthusiasm. We have parents are becoming more and more educated about swimming, and they are learning more that swimming is not just a sport, but it's a life-saving thing that they should get their children involved in as early as 3 years old. So I try to encourage parents not to see it in the same light as basketball, football, and baseball, because to be able to execute those fundamentals of those sports could not mean a difference between life and death, as swimming certainly can.
Why don't you give us, you got some kids in the pool with you there, give us a little demonstration if you don't mind.
Okay, I'll be glad to. Right here I have some of my charming kids from the Stars Complex here in Fort Myers, a part of the Quality Life program, and they're going to demonstrate some basic things you see in the video. The first thing we'll take a look at is our jellyfish float. As you can see, the kids here, they learn how to float, and it gets them accustomed to the buoyancy and also confident that the water will hold them up. These children have been practicing for 2 years with my program. Also, in the video, you get to see the back crawl. The back crawl is a racing stroke. It's more advanced. It's later on in the video, which takes a Sesame Street approach to swimming. And this allows them to show off in front of their friends at the pool. And then another thing we get to look at in the video is swimming aids, such as the kickboard. Here they get a chance to isolate their legs and concentrate on their flutter kick. And these are African-American children doing just fine swimming, even though the myths say that African-American children can't learn to swim. But if you teach them how to swim, African-American children can do anything from math, reading, arithmetic, anything they set their mind to do, they can do it. And that's one of the things we do here. We build self-esteem along with the swimming program.
I've got 20 seconds left. Arthur Ashe was a real hero to you. How come?
Arthur Ashe, I met him as a child. He told me don't be embarrassed because of the fact that I was a swimmer and I was an African-American. He said, do what I do best, and he inspired me, and I dedicated the video to him, and he was the one who influenced me to go on and put together a video, which now is getting a lot of great reviews all around the country, and we're really excited about it. By the way, it retails for $19.95.
Mr. Pitts, we thank you for your great efforts out there, and thanks for joining us this morning. 23 after the hour. We'll be right back.